How did we get to the point where an apple a day used to keep the doctor away, and now an apple a day gives you diabetes? I think the biggest shift that we're all looking at is the kind of, from the 70s, 80s desire and need and alarm to create more, cheaper food, to now our call being we need better, more sustainable food.
What we need to figure out right now is how to get people to eat more fruits and vegetables. How do we get people to eat more high-quality whole foods? And some of the problems that I'm seeing is just people look at this as really inconvenient. People look at meal planning as inconvenient. People look at cooking as inconvenient. And fortunately, or unfortunately, we have lots of interesting types of innovation trying to solve these problems. So in conclusion, maybe what we should be thinking is letting food be our medicine and letting technology deliver our food.
The one challenge, I'd say, and I'll close on this, is that food is the deepest expression of who we are as a culture, how we understand ourselves as people, what we value. And I think, as Kimbal talks a lot about, it is the way that we can relate to ourselves in an era where we're becoming increasingly disconnected from each other. And the challenge for technology and all this is to enhance that experience, not become a barrier between people and that experience.
I actually think that food is not a technology problem. There are lots and lots, to your point, there are lots of places technology plays where you can make getting groceries more convenient. You can get cooking easier through Blue Apron and others. But it's not as, I know this is a technology conference, is probably it's not what you want to hear, but it's not as much of a technology problem as it is a business process problem. So if you think about farming and how do you make farmland more productive and not do the same thing, trust me, that is not going to come out of Silicon Valley. That's going to have to come out of people who actually have farmland.
So I'm particularly fascinated with the millennials of America because I feel like they're driving a lot of trends. And one of the things that I find really interesting is that this generation of people, they're not interested in buying stuff to have. They don't really want a new car. They don't really want to own the most luxurious brands. They are spending their money on experiences, and they really value authenticity. And what I've noticed is that the experience of going to a restaurant and knowing where the food comes from and understanding why, like who made it, who grew it, like this is becoming the cool thing to have.
I totally agree with Molly. I think the decentralization, or the other way to say it is locally produced food, with technology that enables you to be more efficient and effective with the land, is actually so much better.
I think the future looks like personalized eating and personalized growing. There's going to be a transformation in the field, but I think urban growing and farming is going to be increasingly a part of the solution, and it's going to be done for the needs of individuals. And I think that convenience is going to be what unlocks the potential for a much more sustainable and healthier future.